Hello friends, Vintage Strategian here, and I offer you to indulge in some Fall from Heaven 2 gameplay. This is a total conversion mod for Civilization 4, and it turns an already awesome strategy game into a perfect fantasy strategy game. To many people who know this mod and who call it the cocaine mod for Civilization 4, this is actually the best fantasy strategy game of its kind. Compared even to the later titles like Endless Legend and Age of Wonders. If you've played this mod before, well, I hope you'll be entertained by watching this Let's Play. If you haven't played this mod, well, I hope this Let's Play will entice you to look into it, maybe install and do some single player or play with your friends in multiplayer. Otherwise, I really envy you guys who discover this mod the first time, because you will have so much content and so much fun to enjoy and discover when you delve into it. I intend to do Let's Plays for all the civilizations that exist in the mod. So if you enjoyed this episode and enjoy the series, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to be notified of more episodes coming. One small final general remark is that we're playing the vanilla mod, non-mod modded, and there are quite many mods out there, like Rise from Erebus, Ashes from Erebus, Master of Mana, that you can tackle for some extra content. But this standard mod is great. Lots of content, very stable, no surprises, so we'll go with it. And we'll set up a custom game. We will choose the first race on the list, and that would be the magic-wielding Amurites. You can actually play this race in Fall from Heaven 1, Age of Ice, that comes bundled with Civilization 4 Beyond the Sword as a standard mod. So that's a magic-wielding race that can be fun in warmongering, and that's what we really want to do in the game. They have two leaders. Validia is very well suited towards Wonder Victory, and we have Dane, who is equally well suited for everything because of the strong philosophical trait, but he's a bit better in the early game and therefore faster to develop and faster to go warmonger. So we'll go with Dane. For the difficulty level, Fall from Heaven is a bit harder than basic Civilization 4, because the AI gets free experience points for units on build. So you can say this difficulty level is kind of 2 notches up above what the same level in Civ 4 is, and we'll go with it, so we're not shamed on YouTube, and we can reliably win with this race. There are a few races that can reliably win on Deity, and some races which can fall on Immortal pretty easy. There's a lot of RNG in the game, so you can discover all of that when you play or when you watch these Let's Plays. We'll go with a standard Pangea map, so we don't need to build ships to reach our neighbors, friends, partners, and enemies. And we'll spice it up with a few more enemy civilizations on the continent. We'll leave all the smaller settings on default, except this one. Acheron is a very, very powerful dragon that drops randomly in a barbarian city, and it creates a lot of problem for everybody nearby, and that typically is a human player. No fun being around this guy. So yeah, that seems it. Let's go ahead. Now this game, because this is the first Let's Play in the series, I'll make it overexplained game, and I will talk a lot, just so you can discover all the goodness of this mod. So the start is actually not too bad. We do have a small calendar resource. We have growth tiles. Yeah, we have another calendar resource. Not too much production. The starting settler has a decent view range and 4 move points, so we can reach that hill fairly quickly. That's even better. That gold mine is awesome for early game. So I think we'll move over here, grab that area, and then maybe even on the hill. That's 2 turns lost for our city build, and we risk an AI grabbing something here. Okay, we'll decide next turn. Let's see if we need some civic changes. No, nationhood is good, lets us build military units fast. And the other civics don't give us anything good. As you can see, everything is changed here. All the civics are custom, and I'll cover them as we unlock better civics. And such is the technology tree as well. Yeah, let's keep this start location and then do something over there. Okay, here's the first neighbor, and it's the dwarves. It's the surface dwelling dwarves, not the orthodox dwarves. Okay, so we can do it here. We can do it here. Yeah, I mean, this place is good. If we settle here to give more room to the second city, we waste a turn, and we really need turn advantage. So yeah, let's pop here. 84 gold total is pretty good. There are some random events in this game, which if you have a certain amount of gold, can give you a pretty decent advantage. Let's go with the farmer, with the worker, to improve the floodplains, and eventually this one. Yeah, then we'll go towards mining. So let's work on the worker. Let's research agriculture, since we need to build settlers and more workers. Not much else to do in the early game. Okay, that's another neighbor, the Balzarovs. An evil race, as you see. Each race in the game has an alignment that depends on your civilization and the leader of the civilization. This influences some mechanics in the game, as well as obviously the diplomatic relations. So it's kind of an interesting mix here, and I'm quite surprised I'm ahead of them. Looks like they didn't settle. Maybe there are so many civilizations over here that they kind of find it difficult to settle everyone. The southern location is good too. Yeah, he's there. He's there. I can't settle there now. Well, at least I get this city and potentially this one. Yeah, still didn't settle. Oh boy, he's going to grab this. Good for him. Let's look around. Even gets marble. The way Amurites play is that they need to tech quite a bit to reach their better military units. So we're not going to attack them too soon. Okay, what do we see then? Interesting. Doesn't look like we can reach this area without optics, and we're not seafaring. Never intended to build any ships. So nothing over there. Yeah, let's get moving there. Turn 6 in the game is about the time that animals spawn, and animals are a big threat in here. Let me show you some of those. Do this through animal category. So we get animals and beasts. So we get bears and polar bears, 5 strength, and our warriors are 3, and scouts are 2. Elephants are kind of timid, they never attack. Spiders are the problem. They're not 4, they are 4+1 poison, as you can see in that pop-up. So a total of 5. They're also invisible, so only recon units like scouts and hunters can discover them. And if a warrior, like if a lone warrior escorts a settler, does not see the spider, of course, the spider eats the warrior and the settler. Gorillas are pretty rare. Lions, of course. Wolves are easy. Good fodder unit to train and get some experience from. Tigers are pretty strong due to first strikes. Or do they not have first strikes? Well, but yeah, that's hard. And there's also the Griffon, a flying unit. And then there are beasts. Early on, what do we get? We got serpents here. Well, yeah, hill giants spawn sometimes, especially in deserts. It's a lot of fun. And that means that you cannot reliably fog bust in the game and remove barbarian threats. Like if I were to place somebody here, you'll be harassed by, well, at least griffons that can land on water tiles and eventually die. So barbs will spawn like over here, 3 tiles from the border. Or is it 3 tiles from the visible tile? So maybe I'm more or less covered in here. Well, we'll see to that. So it would be optimal to bring everybody back now that we have some visibility into the surroundings, and we know we are only able to expand here and there because the Belzerovs are going to grab this place, I'm pretty sure. Aren't they? No, no. So maybe we can still get this area. That would be awesome. Okay, there's the evil vampiric race. Pretty far from us. They have oh, there's a volcano. They have a very pesky ability, and now every civilization in the game has a certain like world spell. We don't have access to ours. I think we get it when we research magic. And theirs drains 2 population units from every city, from every civilization, and gives their cities +2 pop units. It's not the scariest ability, but it's really nasty, especially if they use it somewhat early on. Yeah, there they come. As well as the skellies. Things like this, as you can see, there's a barrow. The skelly is standing on the barrow, guarding it. If you kill the skelly, you can remove the barrow by performing like the explore action. Sometimes you get positive rewards. More often than not, you get negative rewards, so you typically don't want to remove these things. You also get dungeons, graveyards that have some other uses, especially graveyards later in the game. But the skelly may start spawning more skellies that will go towards our city trying to conquer us, or chase scouts running nearby. And the problem with the skellies is that I'll show you here. So where are our units? So if a skelly kills somebody, he becomes a specter, and if the specter kills somebody, he becomes a wraith. So I've had a few games where this happened, and I got Wraith on my border at like turn 10. Yeah, there's a lot of fun RNG in this game. Like you get a bitching start, like yeah, double, triple gold, and quite a bit of land, and then suddenly you get a wraith on your border. Alright. Well, this race, what you call them, the Luch, they're going to come and grab this place, unless there's something really sweet in here. Well, they'll be our first prey then. Calendar gives us a special civic that will improve our farms and the ability to build plantations. We can build a plantation for some nice commerce. Yeah, the scout still lives. It's pretty awesome. And now it will probably meet its end. So see, we are 2 strength, 3 versus the lion, and 25 defense on the forest. And I'll bet we're gonna die. Well, that's something. Yeah, I'll guess we'll have bad RNG later in the game now. A forest is a good choice now, so I don't think we'll be bringing him back home. I contemplate moving the scout over here to do some fog busting, just in case I'm lucky enough to grab this spot before Garim does. And I'm not really keen on looking over here. I'm not gonna settle here. If he does, I'll just grab his cities later in the game. It's good to have him as a neighbor. He's not too much of a threat. His specialty is building golems, like this worker. It's a golem. It's not a live creature. Oh, nice. That does not need. Can you let me go through? Let's try to dance with him. Nah. Let's try this way. Yeah. Yeah, I just box myself in here. Now, do we give him experience? So he scares off somebody else. Well, at least we moved him away from this spot. Well, we have forest defense, right? So that makes us what? 4 strength. We do have a chance still. Yeah. No, we're not good. We cannot get this awesome event. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, we got our boost towards calendar, so nothing to complain about. Yeah. Yeah, let's get that revolution. Okay, I guess I need to show that to you. We'll go towards mining now. This will help us get wine, and this will give us the gold. We'll also be able to see copper that we can use to improve our warriors with bronze weapons once we get here. And chop out forest. Yeah, I could use a couple more. So let's take a look at the Civic. So that's a very strong Civic, which is part of a staple economy paradigm in the game. This gives +1 to farms and this aristocracy thing. removes that food and adds to commerce. So aristocratianism is the way to do teching in the game for most of the civs. Amurites is a kind of a standard civ, so they use this approach as well. Now look at that, five food from floodplains. If we build a farm here, we will lose the hammer. That's still pretty good, I guess. But so what's better? Extra commerce? Yeah, extra commerce is better. Let's do that. We can improve that, but we won't be able to connect reagents. I think they require a bit later tech to kind of add up to our pool of resources. And speaking of resources, you can see something on the left. These are various types of mana that we control. Now this is a raw mana node as well as this one. And I just realized we have 2 mana nodes in here. Ah, yeah, we're pretty lucky. We have these mana types from our palace that gives us meta magic mana, fire and body mana. These are used by magic units. We can research and build them slightly later, and they open up various fields of magic discipline and ability to cast various spells on ourselves, on our units in the stack, or on the enemy. Magic also lets you terraform the world. You can turn desert into plains and grassland, or the other way around. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, reagents are not in here. And it's quite uncomfortable as well. It's quite uncomfortable to have this resource icon in here, but I prefer to play it this way. Should we waste some time and build a farm over here? Extra food early on is pretty good anyways, and this tile does not have a forest, so no way to build a lumber mill. We have quite a few happiness resources, 3 of them, so growing is important. Yeah, I guess we'll build 2 more. That's 7 turns, and we need to grow to 6. Yeah, see now the city tries to balance out growth and production so that growth is slower. We kind of want to do it this way. Yeah, let's waste a turn. Let's save. This is still unclaimed. Okay. Yeah, events like this happen. We've lost food from this tile. Sometimes we gain commerce as penguins settle. I guess that's penguin. Or food with mushrooms popping up. Yeah, that's sometimes fun. Now, around this turn, at least on this difficulty level, and a bit earlier on the deity, you get barbarians appearing and, coming in waves at you, also founding cities. It's highly likely there will be some barb cities because nobody is fog busting here. Well, we can only hope. That this is not the case. Yeah, here they come. I kind of need to position over here to be able to improve the gold mine. Yeah, I have 3 warriors, so I can do that. Skellies have, yeah, okay. Right, now he'll start to destroy the farms. Well, let's hope he's distracted by the city and just goes here. Yeah, barbarians are sometimes unpredictable. Sometimes they destroy your improvements, sometimes they just go by and bash themselves on the city. But what I wanted to tell about the damage types. So as you see here, the Skelly is a 2+1, that's 2 physical plus 1 death damage. And death damage has a bonus against live targets, like the warriors. So toe-to-toe, like 3 to 3. If you discount the tile and defense bonuses, the Skelly is stronger. They always wait a turn before attacking, kind of prepping. No, see, he didn't do that. We're just fine. Okay. Shouldn't we get our border pop as well? Interesting how... Okay, he just moved. For a moment I thought we were ahead of somebody. But no. Okay, strength. Yeah, see? He killed a warrior that was defended and on a hill. Well, should we try to grab this area? It's a very sweet area, you know. Not too many growth tiles. You have to chop out forest to help the city grow, but some of these. It justifies going fishing early on, although it's a pretty pointless tech. Well, we will need fishing, you know. We will need fishing if we are to grab a city here. Because I'm thinking if we pop a city right here, this will get some production from the lumber mills. This will get a little bit of growth, but it won't grow too fast, and it won't have access to the clams. So we probably need to do a city over here, and then we'll get the 2 farms, because it's a lake, right? We'll get the 2 fish. Even if we are very lucky, we can even build a Heron Throne, a special world wonder that gives hammers on coastal tiles, like Moai statues on Standard Civilization 4. Maybe it's too much to hope for in the game. Let's try to guess if we have not here. If we have Falamar. Where do you get that? Okay, that's the stats screen. Top 5 cities. Okay, we can't see them. Yeah, I guess I'm strategizing too much too early. This area looks like a no-brainer, unless somebody gets it. The thing is that we need to prepare and move our warriors, preferably 3 of them, over here to escort the soldier, the settler, I mean. Yeah, but we only have... he's not spawning anymore. I think we can send the guy. Do we send this guy or this guy? Yeah, send this guy. Bronze? How about bronze? No. Yeah, so what's coming next? Early on, good things are festivals for markets. That's +3 flat gold. That's good because as you build cities, you lose gold, and you need that for research. Exploration to road into neighbors and please them with some resources. And mysticism for this nice Civic God King that gives production and gold in the capital. And the Elder Council, a nice science building that we can populate with a scientist, basically. They call it a sage here, to get a great scientist. Eventually, the large kind of strategy here is to tack towards our special units, the magic longbows. And for that we need lots of tech. I think we should go mysticism first. And now let's see if bronze is anywhere to be found. Yeah, there's some bronze in here. There's definitely some bronze in here. This could make a good city. Obviously you need a culture border pop. Huh. Let's just look at that. Just look at that. Build a city here then, huh? Still get 2 clams. Can you give me borders? No. Yeah, there he comes. I feel like we need a worker. Okay, we can do 2 farms here. Actually, no. Looks safe for now. Okay, there's another neighbor. That's Banner, the righteous Iron Man. Well, Iron Man, I mean, they're clad in armor. He really wants to do that. Bastard. You little bastard, we need a warrior to sit on this mine. So, how about... Yeah, that works. Well, interesting how he didn't destroy the mine. See, that's sometimes hard to predict. Yeah, let's work on this. I think we get an extra hammer by settling on this tile. So do we escort this guy over here right now, or do we help defend against potentially three griffons? Well, 3 griffons is too much, I guess. The problem with Capra is that later in the game they go into a special civic, where if you declare war on them, they go into that civic and they just cannot talk to you any longer, and you cannot make peace, and you cannot vassalize them. So let's create this city. Yeah, still no settle here from Garim. Awesome. And no warrior is dead. So let's settle this city, and we'll stop the let's play here for today. We'll go... Yeah, we get 3 hammers. Awesome. I'll go with the monument and get fishing afterwards. Should we keep two warriors here? Yeah, we may get some barbs from this area. Not highly likely, but we may. And then we'll use warriors to get a city over here. It looks pretty good. I like the way this develops. We don't have any really aggressive neighbors on the border. Loot Europe are very easy to go for because with their wooden golems they will be so susceptible to our fireballs coming from our longbows. Yeah, that's, whetting your appetite, guys. Alright. Yeah, do this for some overflow. So let's stop the Let's Play episode for now. If you enjoy the video, go ahead and like and subscribe to get notified for more. See you in the next one.